Alright, so our 3 cyclics are all now programmed up. I'm going to exit out of my V-bar setup here and disconnect my receiver pack. And we're going to continue building up the helicopter by installing the servos. Alright, so we're going to snake in all the servos here. At least the front 2, and I'm going to start with these. Okay. Two and a half mil bolt, M2.5 by 8 mil. With the Loctite a little bit easier, closer. Okay, and make sure you put your carbon fiber servo spacers in. And I'm just going to start on the top one of this one here. Okay, get it a little bit in there. We'll grab another screw, another plate, and I'm going to get the other servo, just one screw to just kind of hold it in place. Oops. Okay. And then I'll come around and get all the bottom ones. And next. So bolt, Loctite, plate. Yeah. This is kind of hard to see, but yeah, kind of feel for it. Yeah. Okay, got that started. I'm gonna grab another bolt, Loctite, and just chase that other hole here and get that going. Okay, get those snug down. Okay, 2 more screws, Loctite plate, get this bottom one here, other screw. Always put Loctite, don't forget. Okay, let's snug all the bottom ones up. Okay, so there's the front 2 servos. I like to just kind of help the servo wires guide in the direction of here. Same thing with this one. And this one will get zip tied together and doubled up. Nice little loop there, like that. Okay. Okay, rear elevator servo will mount this way. And for this one, you know, you just want to look at the main shaft and see where does this need to go to kind of get this lined up, and to the left here. So, and that's where I'll put it. Okay, so screw, Loctite, carbon fiber plate, place the servo. And I'm just going to push the servo kind of this way to get the ball to line up as much as possible with that main shaft. Alright, and there we have it. Servos are all mounted, cyclic servos. That's page 8, bag number 8 for page number 8. Alright, we're moving on to page number 9. So let's get bag number 9, which is all laid out here. We're going to first put our battery lock assembly together. So just get all the bolts out. A little 1.5 mil that needs blue Loctite. Okay. Goes into here. And then into here. Then we have your cylinder pin. Okay. Spring. Shim. And then screw it all together. Okay. 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 All right, so you have your two frame side, you have your left and your right side. These are not, these are, what do you call it? Directional. So, yeah, make sure you get the right side to go on the right one. I think when I first put this together, I got the wrong side on. So, all right, the easy way to do it is your right side. Gonna have all your bevel marks on the outside. This is where your tensioner goes, and you'll see that there's a bevel mark there. Yeah. The other way is the front here. You'll see that this is flush. The other side is has a little bump there. The flush side is where you're gonna bolt on a grommet here and a screw. So it needs to be on this flat side. So, all right. So first thing, let's get the battery lock assembly in here, and you'll see at the closed position it actually points backwards. So we'll go from the other side here. Blue Loctite. Get these 2.5 by 6 millimeter socket head caps in. All right. Snug them down. Snug them down. Okay, we're gonna now get these block nuts. Okay. I mean, this is like just a very small dab. If you ever want to take these out, you really don't want to put too much Loctite on here. I don't think I ever need to take these out. I think, well, I guess if you crack the frames, you'll need to take them out to reuse them on new frames. Yeah, just a slightest bit of Loctite is enough. Once your tensioner is bolted in, that also keeps it locked in. So these are just to keep them in place for until you get the tensioner put in. Okay. Okay, and then we have the canopy base. Right, so this goes all the way through, and it sits almost flush. It just protrudes out by that little bit, and on the back end, you'll see that the canopy nut is recessed and then the screw bit. So yeah, you want that, obviously the recessed bit to go first and then screw this in. It does recommend Loctite, so I'm just gonna smear just a little dab of that. Doesn't need a lot. Okay, and I'm just gonna hand tighten it. I think that should be good. I guess I can get a needle nose to it. There is it is hexed, so I think it's like a 6 mil, maybe M6, which I don't have on me here, but yeah, this is tight. Okay, and there you have it. This page 9, left side of frame is done. Okay, I'm gonna move to page 10 real quick. Because it's just a battery tray assembly. So you want to get the left battery tray that has the 2 standoffs, frame spacers here. Okay, and the bag for it. All right. So first we're just gonna seat these in. They can protrude all the way through. That's okay. Once we get the bolts in and into the frame, it's gonna keep them in place. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is there's the little canopy center. You'll see that it's concave on one side, like it's beveled in, and the other side's flat. Obviously, the bevel side takes the 2 mil or 2.5 mil flathead cap. Okay, I'm just going to stick that in that rubber grommet first, and then get a little bit of Loctite on there. Just a little dab. That's it. And then, oops, on the left frame side, we're going to just get that in that hole right there. There's 2 screws, bigger and a smaller one. It is the smaller of the ones, the 1.5 mil or the M2 screw. There's still Loctite from before, so I'm just going to use that and screw that in. And just kind of finger tight this because it is going into rubber, so I'm going to make it flush on both sides. Get any excess Loctite off. We're going to mount the frame side to the transmission plate assembly with the easy way to line this, in my opinion, is line up your battery pin and the socket screw right there, and that kind of keep it lined up like this. And then this will fall out, but yeah, you want to keep it. And you see this is a screw for that. That is going to be a button head screw. So let's find that button head screw. One of those. Okay, here's the button heads. So a little bit of blue Loctite, and we'll get that button head screw right there and mount it on this. Okay, and we're going to go back here, and it's another button head screw. Little Loctite, screw that in to the back mounting bolt here. Back frame spacer bolt. Okay, so now those 2 are in. Now I'm going to go, and there's some self-tapping screws that go directly into the plastic. Okay, so these, be careful. Don't tighten them, don't over tighten them, just get them snug. Okay, we have another one here. Okay, so 3 self-tapping screws. Okay, now we're going to mount this to the transmission, and so there's 3 flathead cap screws, and I'm going to start with those in the back first. Kind of get that lined up a little bit. Okay, get my Loctite here. Okay, go with the back hole first. Okay, kind of get it a little bit going, not fully tightened. I'm going to take my second one, Loctite, just a little bit, get a couple threads on there. The plate's still loose until I get everything lined up. Okay, third one. Now we have the rest 4 will have these finishing washers. Start getting them snugged up. Okay, tighten them down, snug them up. All right, done with page 10. So we'll get the other frame side. Okay, bag for page 11. Okay, This side only has the frame rails because obviously the other side had the spacers. Okay. Get that rubber grommet on and that little 1.5 mil bolt. All right. So I'm just gonna line this up and we're just gonna get this all bolted in. Actually, before I do that, I am gonna screw in canopy mount.